Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
When's that? I hear that the new trailer is going to drop October 8th or something for the NFL Monday during a game or something.
Oh, well, that would make sense. That would make sense. The only thing I haven't seen anything about actual date other than October. And I don't even know if that's been confirmed. I think everything is speculation at this point.
It's got to be like any day now.
I mean, 2 months out seems kind of normal. So,
did it seem like we got a trailer earlier than this though for Force Awakens, or no? Am I just thinking that? Or
well, I kind of think the same thing, but I honestly don't remember 2 years ago. No, I don't remember. But I've been going just nuts on buying I don't really collect figures or anything like that. I think I have one figure. But what I've been trying to get is
you mean like one Star Wars figure all together, or just one of like say Force Awakens or something?
Oh, no, just one altogether. I have like the Darth Vader from Rogue One. That's not true. I have a Yoda from early 2000 that I bought that he's like my cherished prize. But then I bought a Darth Vader when Rogue One came out because I was like, oh, this would be cool. I do have some other shit. Somebody gave me a whole Darth Vader helmet mask that sits on my desk. Yeah, I do have some other shit, but I don't really, just because I know once I start buying stuff, I want to buy more and more and more and more, and then it just never is going to end. So
I understand that. Trust me.
Also, I take everything out of the package. I'm not one of those people either. But what I've been buying the past month is just the worst Star Wars shit. Because I just want to see it all, even if it's terrible. Like a port or something? I'd seen the holiday special. But I bought it again. And I bought that, and I bought in 2004 they released some of the droid cartoons and Ewok cartoons, which I've never seen them before, and they are garbage. Total garbage, but I've still sat and watched them all, and the other ones were the Ewok movies, the live action
I remember
movies.
those. Or there's like one of them though, right?
They released there's two. They released them on DVD in 2004, and they're not making them anymore. So I had to pay like $40 for it. But and those are also terrible. Yeah. They're made for TV. They're really bad. But
Kid actors all over the place.
I need to see more of this. Like I've already gone through all the Clone Wars series and and Rebels and stuff like
Rebels
that.
is good, right?
Is out there. Oh, yeah. In fact, I never watched the Clone Wars because I thought it looked fucking stupid. And I hated the movie when it premiered. I was like, this is fucking terrible. You can't call this Star Wars. But then I watched Rebels, and I'm like, well, this is actually good. It's set at the right time. It's done pretty well. And then I realized that the same people made Clone Wars. So I was like, oh, well, let me give it a second chance. And Clone Wars is hit or miss. But when it hits really well. Have you seen that?
I've seen any
of the Clone Wars
when
stuff?
It popped up on Netflix. Like when it originally came out, I would watch it and I'd be like, I don't know. I'm not really into the CGI style that they picked and everything. And then when it came out on Netflix, I started trying to watch the series, and I tried to watch the movie. I couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I just couldn't get sucked into it. But then when Rebels came along, I was very skeptical of that, and I was like, I got really sucked into it. I was like, this feels like Star Wars because it's like fun and it just had the right vibe. It had the right sort of, it just embodied what Star Wars is to me. I really liked the characters, and I really thought they had a good, sort of interaction and play between each other. It was sort of lighthearted, but it had its really dark, serious moments. And then they would introduce in, really good cameos. They had Lando. They had, eventually brought in Vader. I haven't seen the most recent season, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. But, I like Chopper, and I really, really like Sabine. She's an interesting character. She's got her own conflicts going on. I was like,
she gets blown up, not blown up, but her character is, much more detailed to her character in season 3. If you like her, then because she's a Mandalorian, and so there's a ton of Mandalorian episodes.
Oh, nice.
I think at least 2. So yeah, it's good. It's good. But I've still, even though I'm hit or miss on Clone Wars, I bought them all on Blu-ray, and it's not like I'm sitting down watching them every day. But it's one of those things that I'll watch when I work out, which is really good. Because it's fast paced, and I can watch 3 of them and then be done, with my workout.
Yeah, I've kind of heard that you have to kind of get it over the hump, and then it gets real good. So maybe I'll go back and check it out again, and
What you have to do is maybe just Google, because I don't know them by name, but there's certain because it jumps around all over the place. That's the weird thing about it. It's not a linear thing like Rebels. It jumps around to whatever point they want to tell a story in, which is kind of weird, but I also kind of like it now that I've understand it. Because you can tell a story wherever. You don't have to be, oh, well, fuck, we got to continue this plot thread from, the beginning of the season. They don't have to do that. So what you need to do is look up the best story arcs, and you'll probably get a list of 10 story arcs, and just go watch a set, 3 episodes in a row. That's
like
some
the
great
Essentials
shit.
or something.
And that's pretty much it. And once you do that, then it'll just make you want to watch the other not as good episodes. I mean, if you want,
right, they fill in the gaps or something.
That's what I did. That's what.
Now, what's I know the kind of the peak of the Clone Wars stuff was about Anakin's apprentice, right? What's her name?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka, yeah.
Ahsoka.
She was great. She popped up in Rebels as well. Her little.
Oh yeah, she's great in Rebels because she's older. But when she first starts in Clone Wars,
she's annoying.
I fucking hated the shit out of her. Couldn't stand her, and even but she grows up throughout the show, and also it's kind of like when you try to look at it in the context of the films, meaning that between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, he had this fucking annoying Padawan, even though he wasn't a Jedi Master or whatever. And it's like, what? This doesn't make any sense. But I mean, just got to go with it.
Yeah, I mean,
she does get better. Yeah.
I think wasn't George Lucas kind of guiding that whole thing with Pablo Hidalgo? Pablo Hidalgo was like his little
and Dave Filoni. Yeah, he was. Yeah, basically, he'd come in with ideas and be like, you should probably do an episode that's like this and focuses on this. So it feels definitely. I mean, obviously, it's set in prequels, which is what he was interested in at the time. And so most of it, well, all of it, is guided by him. And they canceled the show as soon as Disney bought it. Yeah. So.
What about the new movies, man? What do you think? I don't know if I ever got your opinions on Force Awakens and what's coming up.
Force Awakens. I'd love Force Awakens. I think it's great. Yeah, people say it's a rehash, but it's like, well, that's kind of what they had to do. I mean, everybody hated, or not everybody. I actually love the prequels, but it got such a fan backlash that they kind of had to hit the reset. But I mean, they, as far as I'm concerned, did it wonderfully. With all the old characters and what they did. But the new characters they brought in are the most fascinating I've ever seen in the Star Wars universe since Empire Strikes Back, I think.
What, you mean like Rey,
especially
and Kylo and Poe?
Rey and Kylo Ren specifically. Yeah, I think Kylo Ren is fascinating because people were saying after the movie came out that he's a whiny millennial, but because he freaks out all the time. But I thought that's why he's scary as fuck. Because I have no idea what he's gonna do, in that scene with Han Solo. It's like, I honestly don't know what he's gonna do, and then he murders. I mean, he murders his own dad. Like, that's freaking crazy. And for what? Because I don't even really know why. Yeah, he wants more power. He wants to rule like his grandfather did. I don't know, but. Yeah, so I'm really excited for the next one. And Rogue One, I thought was fun, but not as good. Definitely not.
You know what's weird? So I liked the way Rogue One looked, aesthetically felt like exactly what a Star Wars movie current day should look and feel like. But I just thought all those characters were so like disposable and boring, and I was.
Oh yeah, none of them. You really get to know any of them. That's the problem.
I remember going to see it, dude.
Yeah,
I was like, I couldn't even remember
Finn.
anybody's name, except for maybe Jin, because I actually listened to the audiobook Catalyst, before I saw the movie, and I was like, but everybody dies obviously, and then I'm just like, well, we never really had a chance to really develop any of these characters or care about anybody, and I mean, I was really, really like super excited to get to know Krennic as his villain. Because I love Ben Mendelsohn. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. He's going to be this like really cynical, nasty, Empire henchman or whatever. And it was just really a big letdown. And I did like the way they used.
Oh, you didn't like him?
I thought I needed more. I needed to be a little bit more deeper and more involved than what I got. I don't think he portrayed the character badly. What I'm just saying is it was just. It was, I thought, lacking in terms of just character building with all the characters, except for maybe K2SO.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true.
But he was such a shallow character, you could understand what he was supposed to be like right away, But
what's his name? Krennic was my most favorite character. My most favorite scene is the opening scene where he's talking with what's his name, Urso. I'd love it because he is so unlike any other villain that's been portrayed, in that he's really, as you find out throughout the movie, he's really just in it for himself to survive and gain power. He doesn't honestly give two fucks about the Empire or its agenda, which I've found
that's true,
interesting.
For sure. Dude, definitely, I think you would really enjoy Catalyst. Because it really gets into his character, and the scientist Urso, they're friends, and Jin is just a little baby, so it's about Urso, his wife, and then Krennic, and it's just really interesting character building, written really well. I think you would like that if you like that character, and the voices that they do in the audiobook as well are done really well. There's some like sound effects and stuff they put in the background so it can put you in the environment. So yeah, I would recommend checking that out if you're into Krennic.
Well, I just got done listening to Heir of the Empire, which is one of the most famous books. I don't know if you're aware of it.
Yeah, no, I've heard of it. I haven't listened to or read it or anything, but
it's set like 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Right.
And yeah, it was great to listen. I listened to it. I didn't read it. But you're right. They add music, sound effects, Chewbacca, everything is there. So it just feels like you're kind of listening to a movie play. And all the actors they have, well, it's mostly this one guy reading it, affecting his voice. But it was really good. So yeah, maybe I'll check out that Catalyst.
Yeah, that one, and I liked in Lords of Sith is really good too, which is all about it's just all revolving around Vader, and I thought it was written really well. I really enjoyed it, but it's Paulus Kemp who wrote it, and it came out 2015, and it's like right after the events of the when he just turns into Vader, so after Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So yeah,
well, that's fascinating.
It's a character story. The how him and the Emperor build their relationship after you know, he gets burned up on, you know.
Mustafar, I could really get into that because that moment, you know, we never get to see it. And yeah, that's a major change in, you know, Anakin's life. I mean, he's not even really Anakin anymore.
Right.
But, you know, mentally he's going through so much shit, anguish and pain. And there's, you know, he's just blindly following the Emperor. And what's that like for him? That's
yeah. You can find it on YouTube for free. It's streaming. It's in parts.
Oh, no
it's in like 8
okay.
parts. But you know, I listened to it just laying in bed at night. You know, I would, you know, every night I would just put a new episode on or whatever. But it's really good. I liked it. It's really well written. So, so what are you expecting to see? What do you have any predictions for Last Jedi at all? Any? Are you hoping to see something happen?
No, I try not to do that. I mean, I would say I'm excited. I'm very excited that we're picking up with Luke on that, you know, wherever he is.
2 or whatever. Ach 2. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just excited to see what's next for the characters. I rarely ever, especially something that I'm super invested in, I try not to, you know, speculate and be like, well, I want this to happen, or I would love to see this, because you may be disappointed, you know?
Yeah.
So I just don't ever do that. I'm just excited, you know? I just base my mindset off of the stuff that they officially release. Because there's so much speculation. You know, I follow shit on YouTube about people theorizing.
Oh my god, dude, it's ridiculous. Like, there's a new Snoke theory like so every day. I just saw one like 20 minutes or 30 minutes right before we got on. I was just looking through my feed, and because I have like in all these groups and stuff, and there was one that popped up that said that Snoke is a female. It's like, how is that even possible?
I just saw that too. Yeah.
Because the action figure is like slender and has some female sort of attributes.
Yeah.
I'm like, with Andy Serkis's voice, are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. There's no way. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. They're running out of ideas. My girlfriend kind of came up with an idea. She seems to think that she's not like a huge Star Wars fan or anything, but she gets into it for my sake. But she's more like a casual fan, I would say. But anyway, she says that her theory is that Rey will fall to the dark side, which I think would be fucking fantastic, because I want to see them take... Disney really needs to take some risks with this franchise, because the first one, I mean, Force Awakens, I accept it, but my initial reactions is I really didn't like it. I was really, really disappointed with it, and I was super fucking hyped, man. I mean, that was probably part of the problem, was I was overly, I don't know, enthusiastic. Maybe I was, you know, like, had, like you said, expectations about what was going to happen, but I really went in there optimistic to see, you know, this franchise come back to life, and I think it functions on some levels, and I can appreciate the movie and watch it. But I was like super disappointed with a lot of it, and maybe what happens in the sequels to follow will maybe redeem the movie in some way, you know, knowing what we know. But anyway, yeah, so I'm super excited for it. I can't wait to see the trailer in a couple weeks, and see the movie in December is going to be a lot of fun. So, but I just want to get your take on that, because I know you're a big Star Wars dork, and so am I, and we haven't really talked about it.
Yeah, I even like the Porgs. I don't even know what they are.
Oh my god, I hate those things already. I do. I'm like, no. I don't know. I don't know how much of a big deal they're making out of something that's probably nothing. They're probably just in the movie.
It's probably nothing.
You know,
this thing that's going to be in the background.
Yeah. It'll be in the movie for like, you know, one scene, a minute and a half or something, and it's just, I'm really just kind of puzzled by like Disney's path they've taken promoting this movie, because they've really dialed it back for this, you know, for this episode. And I went out on Force Friday to check out Force Friday 2 to check out like all the new toys and stuff, and I was like really lackluster. I know they lost a lot of money on the toy line from Force Awakens, and so they, I think, were more conservative with what they put out there. But they put out like the they kind of led with like the Porgs and like that Imperial Guard looking guy with all red. Yeah, and I just don't. I don't. It just seems really bland and boring. And like, why would they pick these two characters to kind of be like the figureheads for the new episode or whatever? And I don't know. I know that they did.
It also, they might not even be in the movie, like that one action figure from The Force Awakens. I don't remember his name, but there's one action figure that was cut out of the movie altogether. And it's because they just randomly pick characters.
Oh, yeah. Because you talking about, what's his name, Vesuvio or whatever? Like the...
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did...
Yeah, I almost want to buy that character just because it's so funny. He's not.
Yeah, dude, you'd be a little easy to find him. There's like a million at the Target down the street. You know what I'm saying? But they're probably in like Big Lots by the dozens. You know, but that was I was like, that pissed me off too. I was like, I didn't buy any of those characters, the Black series, but I was like, this guy is not even really. He's on screen, I think, for 1 second in the flashback with the Knights of Ren. One frame, you can see him and then it's gone. But he's not even a character, really, you know. But but yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm keeping my expectations really, really low. I'm very salty about Disney's take on Star Wars right now. So, you know, I'm that typical cynical, 40-year-old guy who grew up with the original trilogy and has all the old school toys and all that. So
I'm kind of surprised considering you like Rebels. I mean, to me, it has the same kind of vibe. I mean, as Rebels,
I think Rebels is more in
school
tune
Star Wars
with the original 3 movies than anything else that's come after. I don't know why, but when I watch Rebels, it's like, this feels like Star Wars in the way that the tone and the music and the...
Because it's in the same timeline,
No, it's not
maybe?
even that. It's just the way that the characters interact and the way they feel and the way the music comes in at the right times and just the overall tone and the playfulness of it. To me, is more Star Wars than, say, Force Awakens that really ever... doesn't even really come close. I mean... The score, I thought, was real bad for... not bad, but just really bland for that movie. Except for Rey's theme. I really like that one, but the rest of it is just very forgettable and stuff. Yeah, that's good. And, I don't know. I'm an old, cynical bastard, man. What can I say, But, hey, I call it like I see it,
Have you seen the despecialized editions?
No, I've been wanting to try to find some to buy. I want to get the original, unaltered versions. They keep saying they're going to release those, and they never do.
They're not going to release them. They're never.
I don't know if it was like fake news or whatever, but for years they've been they're finally going to release them. They're going to, Disney's going to put them out. And I'm like, great, that's fantastic, because there is the niche of us guys that want the originals that haven't been fucked with, and
Well, I actually, because you can download them straight from the guy who did them, for free.
Oh shit! Send me that link.
And yeah, I can. Well, I have them downloaded. I could just upload them. That would be easier as opposed to you going through.
Oh
all the
yeah,
steps.
well there you go. Yeah, that would be great, dude. I would love to, because I haven't seen the original unaltered versions in so long.
Well, these are altered.
Oh, they are.
Just so you know, they're brought up to be high def, but there's no tinkering with anything.
There's no Lucas tinkering.
So,
well, that's fine. I can get down with that. I'm just talking about, the terrible, adding in Jabba scenes or the, Greedo shot first bullshit or whatever,
I also have the Laserdisc transfer, because Lucasfilm, before it was sold, I want to say 2007-ish, they released the trilogy on DVD, and as a bonus disc, you got the Laserdisc transfer, which is not the special edition stuff. But it is the worst transfer. Like, they intentionally made it look... They didn't do shit to it. It looks terrible.
That would drive me nuts.
And so I didn't... Yeah, well, that's why I didn't like And that's kind of why I don't even want to see the original actual films unless they update them, you know, which is what this guy who made the despecialized editions did. And I tell you, I watched all three, and definitely the first one is the most, it'll blow your mind. After watching how the movies have been for so many years, it's like, holy shit, this is a totally different movie. Almost.
Oh man, well now you're making me excited, dude.
So I'll send it to you.
Yeah, well, you know,
yeah, it's fun. I mean, Empire and Jedi, not as much. There's certain scenes, obviously, and I'm a guy who I would rather just watch the updated versions. I'm fine with that. I mean, I hate some of the shit in there.
Oh my god!
But as far as like looking pristine and updating certain things that make it look more of today, I actually really enjoy
I mean,
that.
you have to take the good with the bad. You know? It's like with certain scenes you see like TIE fighters and they don't have the box around them from when they originally cut together the movie.
Yeah.
But then you have to put up with like the scene in a Jedi where Vader picks up the Emperor's like electrocuting Luke, you know, and then you hear Vader say no. It's like wasn't that bad? Like bad enough in Revenge of the Sith, as you know, now we have it in the original series too. There's just stuff like that. You know, I'm sort of immune to it at this point, but I would love just to go back and see a really good version of the original movies.
I'll send it to you.
Cool, man. Right on.
Yeah, you should definitely see it.
You know what's weird, man? Real quick before we jump into Night of the Creeps is I'm actually starting to like Phantom Menace. It's really weird. It's like it's been so long that I go back and watch that movie with some sort of nostalgia. Now, I saw that movie when it came out in '99 when I was in college. Me and a couple of my buddies went, and it was a big event and all that stuff. And everybody was in costume, and they had a contest before the movie started and everything. And it's really hard to recall what my initial reaction was. I think I was just confused, you know? And I still went out and bought toys and all that fandom shit stuff. But, you know, I really was down on that movie for a long time. It was the biggest piece of garbage, you know? And I think Attack of the Clones being even worse, like, made me resent, you know, Phantom Menace.
Attack of the Clones is the worst Star Wars movie.
It's terrible, yeah.
I mean, I still love it, but it's definitely the worst one.
But it's weird because I go back and watch the Phantom Menace now, and I actually kind of enjoy it. Jar Jar Binks doesn't even bother me. But
I honestly really enjoy. The worst part to me is not Jar Jar Binks; it's Jake Lloyd, the little kid. And I never even hated the movie. You know, when that came out in '99, I was, I think, 20. You know, so at that time, I'm like, well, you know, yeah, I used to be into Star Wars, but it's kind of kid stuff now. I'm still gonna go see it and whatever, and saw it and I thought it was fine. I bought it on VHS when that came out. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. You know, watched it a few times. Still liked it. I never changed my mind about it. And in fact, I like it more now. Now that I you know what I try to do is, especially with the prequels, is really just focus on the story. Like you can hate on Jar Jar and so many other small things, but it's like look at the overall story and just focus really hard on that and what George Lucas was trying to say. And when you do that, it opens it up to make you appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me.
Yeah, sure. No, I totally get that, man. Like I think my resentment and nitpicking on that movie has really calmed down a lot, you know, and I just, you know, you see it so many times and you have a lot of distance and perspective from it. You can kind of enjoy it, but you're right. You know, it's funny. You go back and you watch the special features where they're like whittled it down to a couple of kid actors, and like Jake Lloyd is not the one I would have picked. You know, like there was like some other kid. And I was like, oh, that kid would have been great as a little Anakin.
I just recently watched that. that whole behind the scenes, and it is fascinating.
It's great, isn't it?
Fascinating how just like crazy and especially that scene where I think Jake Lloyd is the kid. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He's got something. What, not being able to act? Yeah, it's that behind the scenes is so good.
Yeah. Hey, George Lucas has spoken. All right. But
yeah, exactly.
I like it when they're like watching the first cut of the movie and everybody's just like fucking dumbfounded. Don't know what's going on, confused, you know. I will say that...
Which, honestly, probably happens on tons of movies. You know, you see the first cut, and it's like, oh, my God, what the fuck do we have here? which honestly happened. I just recently watched this because I've been telling you I've been buying everything. I bought a 2004 documentary called Empire Dreams.
I think I've seen that.
That is, yeah. Well, I've never seen it, and I just watched it like 2 days ago, and it's the same thing. Everybody was like, what the fuck is this Star Wars bullshit? Even after they watched the first cuts of the movie, they're like, this movie is fucking
You have to
terrible.
wonder how much of that is like a biased perspective of the documentary filmmaker, versus like maybe there was a lot of going back and forth, so maybe they cherry picked out a lot of like the negative shit to kind of make it look like, you know, George Lucas was being a sort of like a dictator in denial sort of situation or something. But
you're right. I didn't think about that.
Who knows, man? I mean, he really wasn't challenged at all, so it seems like maybe he could have, like, I don't know, written a better script if he'd taken more time or brought in some more talent to kind of balance things out a little bit, you know, just in terms of like the bare bones of these movies and stuff. But I do love that fucking pod racing scene. I still think that's great. And a little too long.
Yeah,
a little too long,
right.
But I would have loved to see. I'm kicking myself for not going out to see the re-release in 3D. I would have liked to have seen that in 3D, you know.
You know what? Me too, because I'm actually a 3D. I love 3D.
Yeah.
If stuff comes out in 3D, I see it mainly because I have it at home, and when you watch it at home, it's fucking awesome. And I didn't go to that for some reason.
That one, and I missed Jurassic Park, but I did make it to Terminator 2 3D, and that was it didn't really add anything a whole lot to the movie, but it didn't take anything away.
It didn't.
It did kind of give me. I mean, I was seeing the movie and kind of with fresh eyes again. And it was fucking fantastic. I loved it, but it didn't really really jump out at me as adding something to the experience. But I enjoyed it. It was fun, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I have Wizard of Oz in 3D, and I love Wizard of Oz, but my God, there's no need to have it in 3D, you know, type shit like that. So,
right on, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we just jump into the actual movie here? I just want to get your take on some Star Wars stuff, and I'll probably like create a little segment out of it and post it up there because it's going to be Star Wars fever here real soon. So.
Oh, that would be cool.
Might as well just add a little something different to the channel, spice it up a little bit. Maybe get some extra subscribers, who knows. But I'll tell you what, let's just take a quick break, and then we'll just kick off Night of the Creeps, all right?
Okay, sounds good.